a quick video on why this would not have been an A plus setup and there was no trade here. On the 1 hour, we had a really decent looking Chad candle right here after sweeping, taking this liquidity and moving down, sweeping it. And what ideally would have liked to have seen was a immediate retracement coming up and down. That's how the other A plus setups had set up before for me. Okay, so this is what I mean, right? So this was a previous oil and we had a Chad candle. See, look familiar? And then we came up kind of right away and then went down because I drew this thin blue line before this candle and this candle took place. So if you could hold that image and look at this Chad candle on the gold this morning, we had a not exact situation, but a very similar situation where there would have been a good reason to believe in this Chad candle. And if we draw the same lines, so then we imagine coming up here like this through these chain point of interest, basically virgin wicks, and the 50% of move from here down to this low and coming back up. So if it comes up like this and comes down, so ignore this one, ignore this candle, or obviously it didn't happen, right? So imagine if these candles looked like this instead, coming up, tags the 50%, engages these virgin wicks as POI, and then drops down like the oil example. Strong candle, good close below, a lower close, a very strong close, immediately pulls back and then comes down. That would have been what I would have felt comfortable because I would have seen this before. And we have this oil example as a reference. And that's the good thing about always taking the same setup, because if we always take the same setup, we have an apples to apples comparison. And here we can tell where the apples started to differ. This apple didn't look like that other apple. In order for this apple to have looked like the other apple, we would have done this. Make this move, come up, hit that 50%, and come down. That would be the same apple. That would be an apple that we've seen before. So this is why it's so good to keep to always the same setup, whether it's the same asset, same time frame, it doesn't matter. Because this is the 1 hour, the other one was a 2 hour chart. This is a 2 hour chart on the oil. But we want that similar look, not because there's some magic to this look. It really, in part, is because it just makes it easier to standardize the same look across different assets so that when you go back to your journal, you're always looking at the same thing. You know, you always are looking at something with which you're familiar. And when it deviates like this, you know what the deviation is, right? So many people trade so many different setups. When you ask them, why'd you take this? Why did you take that? Why didn't you take that? They don't have a uniform answer. Here we have a uniform answer. The reason I didn't, it didn't come out. Like this didn't really pull back enough for me. this would have been good, but that didn't happen. So just a quick video on standardizing setups across different trading days and trading different trades and knowing what you're looking for. It's not because this has a much higher edge than any of this. There's plenty of other setups people would have traded. Like all these people who got involved and either made money or lost money, that's fine, but that's not us. We want to just take one look, one particular apple, and then collect all these similar apples, so then we know exactly. Because trading is hard enough. And I used to be so confused when I go to the chart. I would have no idea what I'm looking at, because every day I changed the strategy. Every day I had a different way of analyzing the charts. Here, by necessity, I evaluate the chart the same way. And so this was easy to understand why, even though it started to look promising, that it didn't really turn out. And with that oil trade, let me tell you, I was able to put an alert. Oh, this is a replay. So you set an alert right here, set an alert right there, and that's what happened on the oil. The oil, I set an alert like right around here, and then some more up there, and it just kept on getting alerted. I just kept on getting alerts, and I was like, oh, this is moving great. And I set more alerts as it got closer, and then I was able to be there. So here, you do the same thing. It becomes very comfortable. You set an alert here. When it triggers, then you come to the chart and you go, yeah, I've seen this before. This, I can do this. I've seen this. It's the same setup. So there we go. All right.